Okay, today we're gonna make a face mask and it's gonna look something like this. We're gonna do it with a little pocket in so that the doctors and medical staff can put a filter in between these layers. Basically it's a boat like this. This is your finished product without elastic. The elastic casing will go in the side and end up looking like this. And I would say you just need enough to go around your ear, so I don't have an exact measurement, just so they're consistent. They really don't do much other than hold it onto your face. To start out with, you need a piece of fabric that is 12 by 19 inches. And that piece of fabric we're going to fold in half. I ironed it so that it stays really nice and flat while I'm putting my lines on. You want to mark it with about 1 centimeter. You can be particular and measure that, but it's really not that important. You need everything measured out except the fold line, because the fold line is going to be our line. So just about 1 centimeter. This serves as your seam allowance. This one's not necessary. That's going to be the inner dimension. You're going to take 1.5 inches down and mark it, and 1.5 inches on the other side. These are all points that are coming from what would be the inner dimension now. So then in 1.5 inches there, you connect these, and this is going to be where we sew. You're going to leave this open. I'll flip it over because I've already done these. You have 1.5 inches marked in from each of these sides. The tricky part now, the only exception to this marking is down here, in which case you're going to treat this as if it is the seam. Treat the fold as if it's your dimension, as if it's the red line. Okay, next step, you take this and sew all around. You're going to sew every point, and I've already trimmed that one off. You're going to sew your seam with a back stitching on the corners. So back stitch here, and then just sew that. And then this is going to come to about here because we need to leave room for that opening. So you need to leave something about that. It's not that particular. And then back stitch here, and of course back stitch there, because this will be an opening instead of stitched all the way shut. Come back here, and this is a continuous, and stop there. So your stop points are there, 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 and there. So this will be open, and these pieces will be open. At which point you turn it inside out. And you're going to get something inside out and iron it. You're going to have something that looks like this with your opening for you're putting your filter in there. Then I take the top and the bottom and put them together about so that it's not 100% particular, but about so you get something that looks like that. Then we're going to take this and we're going to do a rolled hem here. This is going to be the trickiest part, is these funny little folds right here. So hit pause. Okay, so this is just going to be a small rolled hem about a centimeter again. Trying to get my fabric to lay flat here. And this is going to serve as the casing for the elastic. And we're going to just nip. I see my serger stuff is coming out, and we'll trim that later. We're just going to nip the edge of it. Doesn't have to be perfect. And my thread in this is, of course, not matching. That machine to feed. But that'll help see it better. I like a little back stitch where this is because that's going to be a stress point. I just didn't do it right there. Then, to make it clear, I can trim that thread later, but you take that and you have that funny little corner now that was made over here, and we're going to just line that corner up again with our rolled hem that we just did. Then we're going to stitch that down. And Just to make it look neat on the front, I'm carrying that stitch all the way through. Again, we'll fold this one down here to the point being to the outer edge. It's not precision. And then I'll show you what that pleat did. It made like a boat. So let's follow up with this next one just to make sure. No fold necessary, just the inner to the inside. If it helps you to pin all this, that's fine too. I could tuck those tails in. And then I like to just scoot it back a little bit so I have some sticking out. There is some bulk at that intersection. If you want to use a serger, you can avoid that second roll. My thread's getting in the way. Then, again, well, this one's not going to give me as much. You can kind of give it a little tug and get as much as you can. The main point is that we get it to do that funky fold. I'm having to pull it a little bit through my machine to get it to... This one didn't come out quite as good. But it's on the inside. I don't think it really matters. It's more of a structural thing than aesthetics. You're never going to see that. You're going to only see this. And of course, when you trim up all your little threads, it'll be good. Then we're going to run our casing through there and create the mask. Let me show you what the finished again looks like. So there's with all your threads trimmed up. You have something that looks like a boat because we folded those edges up like that. And this one I serged and got away with not using a rolled hem. It's just a folded over. Then you're going to run your casing, your elastic. I've put a leather needle on here, but whatever, if you want to use a bobby pin. And we're going to run that casing through here. So there's a little trick there because you got to find where that fold is not in the way and get your needle out. And then I simply take about what I need and I zigzag it. And go ahead and go through to this. There's not a whole lot of width in this elastic, so, and again, I'm looking at about, you know, enough to go over your ear and kind of secure. This thing wraps around your face pretty good, so you just need enough to be comfortable to get over your ear and hold it in place. And there's no pretty to this. Switch my seam to a zigzag, and I have to do a little tugging because you're just doing a little stop and back and forth, back and forth. Normally you do a box there, but it's so narrow, I don't think it's gonna matter. Trim off my excess. Trim off my excess thread, and there's not gonna be any stitching of the casement. We're just gonna pull that so that that hidden little piece is inside. And that's basically the gist of it. And in this, but you're allowing for this mask to cover this. And the point is to protect the N95 mask and cover it so that this one gets the debris and dirty, and this one can be washed, and this one they can preserve. And that's it. Thank you.